Hello, hello. Welcome to Young Reech Capital's live stream. Today's the 28th April, Monday, and we are looking at Bitcoin. And I'm going to jump right in because I'm looking at a pretty sweet setup on Bitcoin, a quick scalp opportunity on BTC. So let's dive right in and let's see if we get this short opportunity right away. Looks like we are tagged into this trade right now, and we are live with a beautiful Bitcoin scalp right away. As soon as I started the live stream, we were able to catch this entry on the Bitcoin short trade. And once we have this trade in motion, and once we are fully risk off on this trade, I'm going to start looking at some potential altcoins and chart breakdowns on some good movers the past couple of days or so. And yeah, we're looking pretty good on this Bitcoin short right now. And let's see what it does in the upcoming minutes because the New York session has just opened. New York market has just opened, and we are looking ready to trade. All right. Pull up the 5 minute chart. All right. All right. Looks like we are getting a lovely response with the New York Open right here. I'm loving this wick on this particular candle. This 5 minute candle looks pretty good to me. And we are live and we are in profit on this Bitcoin short trade. Looking pretty good. I'm hoping that we get a break of this trend line. And I hope we get a pretty strong break as well. And we retest this and then come back, hoping this happens. But at the same time, I am seeing a potential wick formation here, which means to say that the buyers are stepping in. But hopefully, we do get some potential downside at least to fill this order block right here so that we can hit full TP on this order right here. As soon as we come close to this order block, I'm going to take 50% off the table, 50% profits off of this trade, and move my stops to break even. Let's just see what the price does. Whoa, that is a lovely candle right there. I'm happy to see that we are having a pretty good momentum on this candle, breaking through this trend line right here. So, quite a lovely trade playing out. And this trade is almost playing out within the first two candles itself. As I was saying, because as soon as I came live, I thought to myself that, you know, there is a potential short opportunity here, and I wouldn't want to miss this on the stream. So as soon as I started seeing some potential momentum to the downside, it was this candle right here, this candle that broke this move, because this signaled a potential head and shoulder pattern, a double top, and there are many ways to look at it. At the same time, we had this trend line breach, so this is looking like a pretty good shot to me right now. So we are in profit. I would suggest moving stops to break even, or maybe just above this high right here would be a good idea. The stops just above this high right here. This blue line that I just drew out would be a good place to move the shorts into. Looks like we are getting some heavy rejection, and also a good conviction from the bear side. Today's London session, the Asia session was quite interesting to see, because we had this massive move to the upside, which was about a $3,000 move. Yeah, this was quite a big move in today's Asia and London session. It's about a 2,780 point move right here. Quite a massive move. For some reason, I didn't end up taking a trade on this, because I was pretty late to the party already. I kind of saw that I saw this potential move. Honestly, I wasn't late to the party. I was quite early. I could have taken a trade here, but I was waiting for some sort of retest and then move, but the price kind of got away from me on this move. So I just didn't end up taking this trade, and it didn't seem This would be a good place to take 50% profits. The trade is looking great for us. We are in some good profit right here. And also would recommend moving the stop loss to break even or just above this candle wick right here. Um, I have booked 50% of my profit. This trade, if you want, you could hold the trade all the way to full TP, full profits here. But I would recommend taking a bit of your profits out here because we do have this auto block and we are taking support here. And looks like my mic was muted just a couple of moments ago when I was explaining this whole move up. So what I was trying to say is essentially I didn't get in on this position here. I could have gotten on this Asia London rally to about 95,000, but I did not take a trade on this. I was slightly hesitant to make a move because of the price started kind of getting away from me. We did not have any retracements. We had a potential retracement here, but this was not a good enough retracement for me to kind of take a trade. So I just kind of refrained from it and let the price show me what it wanted to do. And as soon as we reached this high and we started creating a double top formation, and we had the breach of this trend line right here. I took the short live on the stream and we are in profit. We are completely risk off, stop loss to break even, and we have booked 50% on this trade. And I'm quite certain we are going to get full TP on this. At the same time, I might be looking for a potential long somewhere around this area because of Fibonacci retracement right here. So I'm going to mark this out. I'm going to make sure to keep this tapped in so that I do know that when the price comes into this Fibonacci zone, we are good to take a trade right here. Let me just set this up. Alrighty then. We are looking pretty good on this. I did take a shot into Ethereum as well, and I wouldn't recommend taking a trade right now until and unless we start breaking below this low right here. This low would be a very important low to break through so that we get some conviction to the downside that the bears are looking to start moving the price back to where we were just this morning out in this low. We could be coming into tap into this, maybe create a couple of an equal low or even sweep below this low, take the liquidity here and then kind of rally back up. Potentially this could be a good trade to take. I'm gonna stay pretty risk off on BTC right now because not too sure what the price is trying to tell me right now because there is a good reaction from the bears and a good reaction from the bulls. So the price action is looking quite balanced overall. So I'm just going to go with the flow and let the price tell me where it wants to go. For example, this move, these kind of quick scalps are absolutely so simple and so easy to take, and we can be in and out of the market and just take a chill pill without having to stay with the market all the time. Look at these lovely moves, and these moves are worth 1,000 points, like a quick 1% move, and they're great scalps to take. And this is another beautiful move right here. Of course, you don't get the move every single time, and what I've noticed, I'm going to be putting together a couple of videos where I'm going to be breaking down potential optimal trade entry zones and kill zones. For example, I usually come live, I go live during the New York session. So I like to go live during this time because the price action is quite heavy and there is really good price action during this time. So there's always a potential trade opportunity rather than certain times. For example, the Friday New York session was right here. So we actually just maybe an hour, maybe about 2 hours before the New York session opened, we had a potential trade right here of the Fibonacci on last week's Friday, which I didn't take this trade though. But there is always a potential trade opportunity on Bitcoin during the New York session. I'm going to refine my trades a bit more with way more higher accuracy. The more and more I um observe the updated and latest price action on Bitcoin, because as I was just mentioning, Bitcoin has been doing its thing the past couple of months. It's been a bit choppy, for a lack of a better word, but overall, I am enjoying Bitcoin the past week or so because the bulls have started making some moves, and overall there's a lot more money flowing into the market, and with a lot more money flowing into the market, there's of course great price action to the upside and to the downside. So I am an intraday trader, so I do love taking these quick scalp opportunities, and I'm in and out of the market as soon as possible. I don't like holding my trades too long. It's just because of the volatility in the market. I prefer to take my trades within a span of a couple of hours or maybe a couple of minutes. For example, today's trade right here is almost going to hit our TP. We are very close to it. And I am super excited that I was able to provide this trade live on the stream. Really look at that. Lovely, lovely move on Bitcoin. That's what I call as a sizzler trade, a sizzling trade, where the price goes to full TP without any retracements, just directly hits full TP within a couple of candles. And that is a beautiful trade right there. Wow. There we go. We have achieved full TP. Lovely. I am glad to have provided this trade. And we are just about less than 30 minutes into the live stream, and we already have completed a beautiful, beautiful short trade right here. And yeah, I'm happy to have provided this trade live. And look at this, it's taking support exactly at the low of this swing. But we are done with this trade, and glad to have been a part of it and provided this trade live. Looks quite lovely to me, and I'm hoping for the market, Bitcoin market, to potentially take support on this trend line, because we do have um, this high and this high, which form this trend line right here, right? So I'll be looking to potentially take some longs out here on this Fibonacci golden pocket zone. This would be a good place to long. Please don't look for any longs here, because we have broken down from this trend line right here, and we might actually get a retracement back into this potentially, sure. But looks like the price wants to grab all of this liquidity right here. Looks like that might happen. We might even get these lows, as I was mentioning before. So please stay stay aware in this market right now. We are looking at Bitcoin on the 5 minute time frame. We are about 20 minutes into the New York live market open. We have just completed a successful short trade, and now we're just going to observe the market. I don't think I'm going to be taking any more trades right now because it's better to just be happy with one successful trade, and less is more, you know. So I'm gonna just go into the altcoin chart breakdowns, and we'll see where the price takes us. Just give me a moment before I start getting into the altcoin charts. All right, I am back. Let's jump right into the altcoin breakdowns. Before that, I'm just going to quickly do a quick top-down analysis of BTC, and then let's jump into the altcoins. I've been looking at a few recently, and let's see where we go from here. Oh, looks like Bitcoin is breaking down. If anybody is looking to take a potential trade opportunity, this could be a good one. But as I said, I wouldn't recommend taking a trade now because the price has deviated quite far from the trend line break. So I would recommend a retest of this trend line and then look for a short here. But looks like the price wants to go further down before we retrace back up. So you could look for a short right here. Keep your stops super low. Keep it risk free as much as possible. The very small risk right here. This could be a potential short opportunity right here. This could be a trade. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't take this trade. I'm definitely not gonna take this trade. So it's just for someone who's watching and who's might be interested in taking a quick scalp opportunity. Yeah, this could be a good trade opportunity right here, and we might get a move into this Fibonacci pocket, which is where I'm expecting the price to go to. But honestly, we might also get a retracement into this trend line and then come back down, which would essentially signal the Fibonacci move up top or here rather than this move. But looks like the price wants to go into this zone much sooner than tapping into a retest here and then coming down. So yeah, this could be a potential trade. I personally am not going to be taking this trade, so the risk is completely going to be on you, and just make sure all of what you're going to be doing is with a very small risk because the market is volatile. We are at New York open, so please be aware. Please trade with caution and stay risk off as much as possible. All right, so let me get rid of all of these. Just going to keep these on. Go into the BTC chart right here. This was the OKX chart, all right. This is the Bitcoin chart. Pull up the Bybit chart. We do have some. Oh, Bitcoin looks like Bitcoin is dumping without a retracement, and that's kind of funky to me. I don't know for what reason why Bitcoin is doing this right now, but I can also tell by the way the price had been moving during the Asia and London session without a retracement. So the price is bound to come into this to take the liquidity out here. This liquidity is potentially going to get taken, and we might get a sweep of this low as well. And we might continue going down and tapping into this. So I'm just going to quickly do a top-down analysis on BTC. Just please give me a moment to clear up the chart, and let's start fresh on the daily time frame. Actually, let's go into the weekly time frame. I'd like to see what the weekly chart is doing. All right, pull up the VWAP. There we go. This looks pretty cool. This looks really good actually. Bitcoin is looking super cool right now because we have a very good candle close of the VWAP above the 8-hour VWAP on the weekly chart. So this looks super bullish to me. At the same time, please be aware that we are rejecting right now at the golden pocket right now. So we could get a potential retracement into the 0.25 region from here. It's absolutely possible, which is essentially the $67,000 range. Between this range is where I would expect the price to come if we get a sharp rejection from here. Or what we could do is the price could continue to chop around and range in the zone before we get a move either to the upside or to the downside. That remains to be seen. So I'm just going to hold off on making any predictions right away because the price does look a bit bullish right now. We have this order block sitting right here. So this is definitely an area of resistance. So please don't be looking to take any longs out here. It wouldn't be recommended. Please do not get ahead of yourself, or do not get ahead of the price. That's what I would recommend. Please just stay patient and look at where the price wants to go. At this moment, the price is going to be taking some rejections at this zone because we have reached a zone of supply. So this is the weekly chart. So I'm going to go into the daily chart right now and look at what Bitcoin is doing on the daily. There we go. So Bitcoin is bullish right now on the daily chart. We have completed this entire liquidity move. We have taken all of this potential liquidity. We've tapped these liquidity zones here. We've tapped this. We have tapped this right now. We might be looking to tap this liquidity, but honestly the bears are going to be super aggressive out here. So I don't think the price is the bears are going to let the price go above this level, which is the 99,000 level. Is going to be a very powerful zone of supply, and essentially the bears are going to be quite active out here. As you can see, these potential wicks that are forming on the daily, all of this is a signal that the bears do want to protect the zone, and Also getting some potential bullish wicks forming here. So this is going to be a fight that is going to be interesting to watch between the bulls and the bears. And hopefully we do get a retracement so that we can make some bids to go long, because I'm not going to be a buyer in this zone. There's not a chance in the world that is going to convince me to buy into Bitcoin right now, because we are at a resistance. As I mentioned, this is going to be a zone of resistance for Bitcoin without a doubt, because there are a lot of signs that this is a bearish zone, because see, we have a of an FVG sitting right here. We have an order block here. We have another order block here. So these are, look at this. This zone is quite a massive rejection zone, a resistance zone. So, and looking at the historical perspective, I would say, let me go into the 4 hour chart right now, just to confirm where the price wants to kind of go. At the moment, I would say that the price kind of wants to show some potential bullish momentum, but let's see. I'm just going to go into the 4 hour in a moment. Just give me a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me just go into the 4 hour time frame. Take a look at what BTC is trying to do. All right. So at this very moment, we are getting a bearish candle formation on the Bitcoin chart. This is the 4 hour Bitcoin chart right now, what we're looking at. So going to be doing right now is marking out some key levels for the Bitcoin chart uh, in the medium to, let's say, medium to long term. What potentially the price is signaling to me is um, that we are absolutely bullish, no doubt. We have broken out of this long term trend line. But if you noticed, we we really didn't get a proper retracement back into this trend line. So what I would be looking forward to the price for for this momentum of Bitcoin to go towards the upside, and for it to be a healthy move to the upside, I would be expecting the price to kind of retrace back into this trend line and then go up. So that would signal a potential healthy move for Bitcoin. The price would be healthy, so it would kind of eliminate the need to dump the price or manipulate the price to a lower level before we get a higher price. If we kind of trade within a nice region of higher lows and then potentially create higher highs, so this is probably going to be our first higher high formation after this high right here. This is going to be our first higher high ever since all of this, right? Ever since the all-time high essentially of 109k. So this is the first market structure shift. A shift in the market structure has occurred, no doubt. So which is the first sign of bullish activity. So that's going to be the first sign. The second sign is this trend line break is going to be our second sign of bullish activity. The third sign is going to be the fact that we are respecting a trend to the upside, right? So this is going to be our third confirmation of bullish activity, is the fact that we are respecting a trend. We have created a higher low within this uptrend. At the same time, along with this higher low, we are respecting this trend right here. So I would expect a test of this trend line first, and then hopefully price kind of goes back up from here. Or if we see some potential rejection and break of this trend line, if we break this trend line, right, then I would expect a tap of this trend line right here. It's going to be a very important zone of support, because this trend line has been holding up for how long? For about 4 months now, ever since January, ever since Trump's inauguration into the office of presidency for the US of A, right? Ever since then, this trend line hasn't been breached. This trend line was breached just about a couple of weeks, or maybe a couple of, maybe like 10 days ago, 10-15 days ago, 2 weeks ago. So the price is definitely looking bullish, but we have to see where the price goes, because I'm still looking at these prices here for these consolidation regions for the price to come back into. So that would be a healthy thing, to be honest, you know. So if we could expect these prices, I would expect this price as well. At the same time, I would be looking for some potential bids out here on this trend line. So if you go back to my very first stream on this channel, you will see it's either my very first stream or the second stream, either of the two. I have also pinned the this post on my Twitter page. If you can go and look at my Twitter page, I had done a just for laughs prediction series, I call it. I'm going to probably do another one of those very soon, once we start seeing some potential structure formation on Bitcoin. We still kind of not fully formed a structure, so I wouldn't do my prediction just for last prediction series right away. Wait for some kind of structure to form, and then I look for a full technical breakdown of BTC. At the moment, all I can say is I wouldn't be a buyer in this zone. I'm definitely not going to be a buyer. I'm going to repeat that, as long as the price stays within this high, because this is the range high of the monthly range high of March, right? So it's not going to be that easy for the price to just randomly break through the zone. We're going to need a lot of power for the price to break through the zone. At the same time, the price is also going to be facing a lot of rejection here, because this is an order block, right? And this order block is quite a heavy supply zone. no doubt. So it's not going to be easy for Bitcoin to just break this. As in, as usual, when the price starts developing a certain optimistic attitude towards the market, people kind of jump the gun and start pulling out all their bullish ideas and thinking that the price is always going to go up. That's not always the case, right? As in when we see some potential bullish activity, what happens post that, once the price starts cooling down, is we tend to see a potential range formation within a zone, right? So that there is accumulation of orders. That's what a healthy market signifies, is where there is a rally, and then there's a range formation, and then after the range there's another rally, whether it's to the downside or to the upside, it doesn't matter, right? So what a healthy market signals is where it has to create a range, it has to create some sort of structure, an area where the market can be at a fair value and exchange orders so that the market stays healthy. So if you see Bitcoin back in November of 2024, we had this massive rally all the way from 66,000, and when we broke out of the bull flag, right? Just take a look at this consolidation. This was absolute consolidation of about almost a year, in fact. Year, maybe slightly less than a year. I would say about 6 months. This is a consolidation of 6 months, right? For the price to then decide whether it wants to go up, and it did go up, right? Created this all-time high. So technically, for the market to be healthy, we need to consolidate within a kind of a zone to signal a potential move. So I would suggest that the market would do something like that out here as well. We could start ranging here, because this is the first time we are tapping into this high. Just please be mindful of this fact that we have never tested this range high before. This is the first range high of March, right? So it's been 2 months since we have been at this price. So I would recommend caution here rather than optimism. I would absolutely recommend caution here. I would start becoming more optimistic for the price to go long out in these levels, right? This is a good level to long. At the same time, as I mentioned in, I think, my April 22nd live stream, was we have a balanced price range right here. So these are the zones where you could be looking to make some potential bids on Bitcoin. You could be looking to take some positions in here, so that your price, your risk would be way lesser than what it would be if you enter into a position here. Because if you enter a position here, let me explain to you how risk to reward works, right? If you enter a position here and say you are looking to target the all-time highs, right? You say you're like super optimistic and you want to be targeting the all-time highs, but you at the same time want to be risk off. You would place uh, your stop loss right below this wick here, right? And honestly, that's not going to work out, because the price is most definitely going to come down below this wick. It's going to break this wick sooner rather than later. So say you do not want to get stopped out, so then you go ahead and move your stop loss right here, right? Now that's just going to give you an RR of 1 is to 8, 1 is to 1.8. So that's not even a 2 hour trade, right? So that's not going to be worth it for such a long term patient move, for you to wait through all of this and break your head to whatever is going to come for Bitcoin in the upcoming weeks. It's not going to rally all the way here in just a couple of candles, right? And we've seen that over the years, and it's not going to do that. It's going to chop around. It's absolutely going to do its thing, where you got to be cautious at these moments where it's never going to do that. It's impossible unless we are in an extreme bull market situation, right? And we have completed that leg of the market. And usually those, from the previous history of Bitcoin, what we have noticed and what we've come to understand with Bitcoin is the rallies, the major bullish rallies occur during the months of October and November, right? This is when it starts. Go back in time. Let me go back in time to 2023. There we go. October, November is where we started the rally, right? October, November, we started a rally. Let me go back even further in time to 2022. Oh, it looks like we open up the daily chart, right? We go into 2022, October, November, right here. There we go. This was like the bear market low. We had this happen, right? This was in October, November. Look at this rally. These rallies are worth 100% each. And of course, like if you stayed within the trades through all the rallies, you'll be up massively all the way from here. Is a move of about 382% in a span of 2 years. Every single rally has occurred during the months of November and October, right? So this was a bullish rally. Now, if we look at a bearish rally, let me go in here. There we go. Look at the start of the bear market, which was potentially it started in October and November of 2021. And then if we go back even further, right? November, October, November, boom. Look at these moves. So just be mindful that we are not going to get a massive bullish market sentiment until we reach the months of October or November. Just make sure that is something to be kept as a placeholder. At the same time, also take it from a historical point of view so you don't mistake certain cycles of the market, right? So at the moment we are still within a range. We are not super bullish, we are not super bearish, we are in between, right? We're trading within a range because this is going to be the range high, this is going to be the range low of on the macro scale, on the daily, or on the 4 hour, whatever, because this is the all-time high right here, and this is the local range low that was formed at the beginning of April, right? When Trump decided to halt the tariffs for 90 days or so, that's when we had this rally. Yeah, so these are all going to be key levels. This is going to be a key level where we are at right now. Because this, so if you look at another reason why I'm not going to be placing any longs out here is because we are just slightly above the 50% of the local range, right? We are at the 50% of this range. So I'm not going to be placing bids at a premium or at a just slightly above the 50% level. I'm going to be placing bids way lower. I would like a discount on my price. I don't want a premium on my price. Why would I want that? I'd rather wait for the price to come into these zones. I really hope to take a short first and foremost at this level. I would definitely look for a beautiful short opportunity as soon as we break this trend line. This trend line is going to be a great short opportunity. I'm going to actually offer this a trade to people who are interested in taking it. As and when the opportunity arises, I'm going to provide this trade on my Telegram group, probably on my Twitter. I'm going to do it for free anyway, so I'm not going to be. I do not have a VIP group. I'm doing everything for free on all my social media channels, especially on my YouTube, where I go live and discuss things. So yeah, it is what it is right now. I'm actually glad to see Bitcoin bullish, but honestly, I'd be looking for lower prices to take enter into a long position. So for a good swing trade opportunity, I'd be looking at this right here, right? This would be a good swing opportunity for the price to break this trend, retest, and then come back down. So that's what I'd be looking at. And now let me go into some altcoins. Let's go into Ethereum first. Let's see what Ethereum is up to. Ethereum is really looking sad, to be honest. Ethereum hasn't looked happy in quite some time now. Quite depressing to say the least. Even though we did have some potential bullish momentum on Ethereum, to be really honest, people have lost, especially traders have lost their interest in Ethereum, and it's been so choppy. And okay, I would it looked pretty good for a while there, but it's just not doing its thing. I really hope for Ethereum to rally into these highs and tap into 2000, the 2000 zone, as I had mentioned in a breakdown on my one of my live streams. I think it was the April 23rd, 22nd live stream. So it's going to be an important thing to note is that Ethereum really needs to create some better momentum for me to be interested in looking at taking a trade for the long term, because yeah man, to be honest, it's not looking good at all. So I don't even want to do an analysis on Ethereum because it looks so bearish that there's no momentum to the downside or to the upside. So I don't know, man. It's super depressing to look at any potential trade opportunities on Ethereum, because we did have this trendline breach, of course, but that's nothing in comparison to Bitcoin. Just take a look at the beautiful move on Bitcoin. What a great move was that, and it's been trading so well. We- So this is where this is where Ethereum is right now. Like this pattern that it's forming, that Bitcoin formed right here and broke out of on the 21st April, is what Ethereum is doing right now. That's that's not at all great, to be honest. This is not a pattern I want to be seeing when Bitcoin is bearish. This is a pattern I want to be seeing when Bitcoin is bullish, right? So this is, to be really honest, it's not really looking good for Ethereum until and unless we start breaking above this high. This high would be the first start of some optimistic environment on Ethereum. When we break this high, and of course this wick, we definitely need to break through these zones for some good momentum to form on Ethereum. Until then, we're just going to be chopping around and not really having enough juice for the price to move, right? Let's take a look at this. We have so much resistance on Ethereum that the price is going to find it so difficult to move past these ranges that traders are constantly going to get chopped up. Haha, yeah, this is my Bitcoin chart where I had done a perfect breakdown of where the price wants to go. If you look at this, I had marked out this price. Look at where we're rejecting off of. We're rejecting off of this exact price. And of course, I have marked out this order block as well. So this is where I would be placing my bids for my long, right? So I'm going to actually do that. Change the colors to mark the shift to the long, right? So this would be my bearish price marker. This would be my bullish price marker. So this is where I would be looking for longs. This is where I'm looking for shorts. And the moment where are we are at this, we're close to this price, right? We are at this price, as a matter of fact. So this is where I'd be looking for some shorts, right? I'd be looking to add positions into shorts. So even though let the price do its thing, we might manipulate into this order block, we might go above this and then come back down, but I'm still going to be maintaining a bearish sentiment all the way, unless we have some sort of massive candle to the upside, which is going to have to break all of these and then tap into this. Then I might look for a bullish scenario. But to be really honest, I don't think that all that's going to happen, right? This situation where we convert this entire thing into a bullish order block, which I don't think is going to happen. Highly unlikely for that to happen. So all right, I think we have a couple more minutes. I do want to get to the altcoin breakdowns as soon as possible. I'm going to skip Ethereum for now because I don't think we're looking too great on Ethereum. And of course, Ethereum is going to do exactly what Bitcoin does. So let me start doing some potential altcoins. I'm going to start with Fartcoin, right? This is one of the best movers of this season. This has had one of the best price action for any altcoin, has been trading so well, literally no complaints at all. Look at this beautiful channel. What a lovely response to all standard textbook trading. Literally, this has been one of the most enjoyable tokens to trade with because it has traded so neatly. It hasn't uh, created any disturbance to retail traders as much as general meme coins do when it comes to some parts of the price action manipulating itself. So look at this beautiful situation on Fartcoin where we had this consolidation, we moved back up, and now we are also breaking out of an additional bull flag consolidation. These are some absolute amazing technicals going on this token. And this is where I had seen Fartcoin. I had started trading Fartcoin during this rally up. Then I traded Fartcoin during this consolidation, right? I waited for it to come into the zone, but I did not take a bid over here. I should have. This is one of my regrets in this season is I should have placed a bid of a long on Fartcoin here for this move. But looks like I didn't. So yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda, never get anything done. So I'm just gonna be in this moment and see where the price is at. Look at this beautiful cup and handle formation right here. This is something else. Looks like we are actually forming the cup right here. This could be the potential cup formation, but I don't think we are there yet, because we're still very much within this cup formation. We still have a way to go. If I have to mark out the pricing here on Fartcoin, this would be the zone of rejection. You know, add some call outs for the price labels. Let me do that. So these are going to be some potential bearish scenarios for Fartcoin. Of course, this is way further down the line. We still have a long way to go to that price. That's about an 81% move to reach this price. So We are well above the bearish situation on Bitcoin. So if we could be looking at any number of scenarios to go to this price. We might be looking at, let me just clear the chart up real quick. All right. So since I do love to trade with trend lines, I'm going to place this right here. All right. Bring the chart here. And this indicator right here is the RSI. So I also, so what I do like to do when it comes to trend line trading is I'd like to get a confirmation from the RSI as well to show me that the price is actually breaking through, because sometimes what happens is the price does not break a trend line on the price chart but does break the trend line on the RSI, which potentially signals a sort of divergence formation. At the moment, we are not having any form of divergence. We are looking super bullish. Really, one of the sweetest looking charts on in the crypto market right now is the fart coin chart. It's trading really well. I would recommend this token to anybody looking to invest into an altcoin, whether it's for the short term or the long term. Of course, please keep in mind that this is a meme coin, and with the history of the crypto market, meme coins have known to dump and extinguish all price action. So please, please set your stop losses. Do not place a trade without a stop loss. Make sure you are in a trade only if you place a stop loss. Say you enter into a position on fart coin right here, please set your stop loss here below this low, right? Just to make sure, just to be safe, looking at Ohm token, what happened with Ohm token, right? Ohm was one of the top 50 tokens, top 30 tokens in the crypto market, as a matter of fact. Just take a look at this blunder. This was absolutely disgusting and like really sad to see, because anybody who are in positions here, this entire region, as a matter of fact, all of this, every single person who invested in Ohm token right here are in a massive loss right now. That's a loss of 81, 82%. And to be honest, that's not a joke. That's almost all their portfolio put together. They are in a loss. Literally, there is no sign for the price to recover back into these zones. It's going to be so difficult for the price to come back here. That's a move of 700% for the price to rally all the way back from here. That's a 600% move. And for people who are up top here, that's a 1200%, that's 1000% move, right? It's going to be so difficult for people to recover their losses here, let alone this price, which is still achievable for the price to come back into. What are people going to do who are up here? So, which is precisely why I'm going to recommend caution for any altcoin. So, please do set a stop loss. There's no doubt that the chart is bullish, but anything can happen. Please stay cautious. You know, I always say any profit is good profit, but any loss is always a bad loss, right? Bad, not in terms of uh, anything extreme, but bad for your own psychology, if you take it in a way which doesn't kind of suit your personality. So it's better to stay risk off most of the time. It'll add to your confidence. Even if you get stopped out of a trade, you know that you have followed your strategy, you have been safe. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? So I would recommend these zones as a buy right here. this zone would be a good buy opportunity. Um, so until we get a breach of this trend line, I'm not going to be looking for any longs. We need to wait for a breach of this trend line, or a retest of this trend line, and then we might go back up potentially. This is a price I'd be looking at to short Fartcoin. And at the moment, we have reached a very strong order block as well. This is going to be a super heavy resistance zone for Fartcoin. And yeah, I would be looking forward to placing a trade for a long on Fartcoin right here. Right? This I would consider as a breaker block, as a matter of fact. But let's just leave it. So this would be a perfect place to to take a trade on Fartcoin, because we have a lot of support here. So this is another place I'd like to set for a call out on the price. Let's say right here, right? This is a good opportunity for a long. Just name it like this. And do this. Perfect. So in the meantime, if you're looking for trades to take as a scalp, I'll provide that as well. But this is for long-term players. This is on the 4-hour chart, just to be sure that you do know that this is not a lower time frame chart. This is a higher time frame. And I'm going to place a call out here as well for the price right here. All right. So these three prices are going to be key for Fartcoin. As usual, I like to keep things simple. Do not like to complicate things unnecessarily. So this would be another selling zone right here. So let me add another buying zone. Also, there is a potential support zone right here. Right? Clean up the chart so that easier to see. All right, so I have marked out some potential buy zones and potential sell zones on Fartcoin. So just make sure you keep these numbers intact and note down these numbers. You can always go back to the video and pause the video and look at these prices, mark them out in your chart. Even if you're an intraday trader or if you're a long-term trader, whatever it is, these prices will be good markers so that you can use them to show you where the market is at, and also guide you in the direction of taking much cleaner trades and simpler trades. All right, so let me go into the 1 hour chart. Now let's see what the price is trying to do. Lovely, we have achieved a really great trend line breakout here. That's a 20% move, and that has happened in just the past day, 24 hours. This move has happened, right? We have another trend line formation right here. So Fartcoin is beyond bullish right now. So honestly, I wouldn't be looking to take any shots on Fartcoin at all. Maybe once we start breaching this trend line, and first we need to first breach this trend line now, and then This would be an important trend line first and foremost. Then this would be another trend line. Then, of course, we have this bullish buy zone as well. We need to break all of these, 1, 2, and 3. These 3 breaks are going to be key for Fartcoin to then move into this buying zone. So that would be a good short. If anybody is looking to short Fartcoin, please do it with heavy and high caution, because Fartcoin is absolutely bullish right now. So please be aware of all of these factors, and make sure that you know what you're doing before you take that risk. But in the meantime, uh, uh, taking longs would be a much better option. So if you look at the 15-minute chart, right, of course we are at a selling zone, we are at a sell zone, so please do not look to take a long right here. At the same time, BTC Bitcoin is also at a selling zone, so we might be looking at a correction anytime soon on Bitcoin, so that will inevitably translate into altcoins, and of course Fartcoin will end up coming back down as well. But since Fartcoin is pretty strong, it has been bullish, no doubt. We might be looking to take some support here. Even if Bitcoin comes down, this could be a good zone to take support. So as long as Bitcoin is bullish, Fartcoin is going to stay bullish. As long as Bitcoin is bearish, of course Fartcoin is going to come down. But make sure you know what you're doing. I'm also going to mark out some more key levels on Fartcoin ever since these new prices have been breached. Excuse me. This is going to be key level, and of course this is also going to be a key level right here. This one right here, this level right here, and this level right here. This is going to be my call out. Perfect. And I could add another call out for a buy right here as well. This would be a good place. So whatever call out price labels that are marked in red are for sells, essentially taking a short trade, and whatever price labels have been marked out in green are for potential areas of longs. So just make sure that you're aware of all of these price markers, and trade safely, please, because the market is always looking to take liquidity from retail traders and stop traders out of good trades. Even though you have done your analysis, sometimes you have taken a trade in the right direction and you know what you're doing, sometimes the price does its thing where it manipulates in the direction that you don't want it to go. It takes your stop loss, it demotivates you. So just make sure you stay within these price zones where the market is definitely going to respect. So make sure you stay within these areas of confluence, and yeah, I wish you all the best. And if you're looking for some potential trades on Fartcoin, this is all I would say, is just follow these price labels and trade according to them. So at the moment, you could be looking for some potential shorts here, because BTC is now at a resistance level on the higher time frame. So yeah, just mark out these zones in your chart and let the price reach them to trade. All right, that's it for Fartcoin. Now let me go into the other one that I was looking at, which was SUI, SUI. Let me add that to the. Whoa, SUI has had a massive rally. Oh, this is actually quite the rally on SUI right here. Didn't really expect it to move so much because it had been quite stagnant for a while. Just chopping up out here, not really giving out good trades, but it's had a massive rally here. Potential signals for a bearish scenario on SUI as well, because we need to tap into these liquidity areas sooner rather than later. But let me see what the news is on SUI. Why is this rally happening? SUI prime for market correction. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. The correction is due on SUI. SUI shows relative strength against Bitcoin. SUI price soars despite overbought RSI. Can the rally sustain? Yeah, that's actually an observation that I was making as well, because we are at quite an overbought region. Also, just be aware of the fact that we are at some bearish divergence situation forming right here. Ever since this price of $2.9 right here, the price has been rallying up, but the momentum on the RSI has been going down. So might be time for a correction on SUI. But I would only take a shot on SUI once we start breaching this level here. So this level is going to be key for a short opportunity. Right here. And of course, we do need to break this trend line as well. We definitely need to break this trend for it to come back down. And yeah, we might take some support here as well. So if I have to mark out some key levels, go into the 4-hour time frame. Definitely be able to provide a nice level for SUI to take some potential longs. 5 minute. There we go. Yeah, this looks really good actually. All right, that would be key level number one. Be key level number two. But this would now essentially work as a zone. Let's say we do have potential support as well. Turned into resistance. Resistance turned into support. Many things happening here on the SUI token. We do have this as well, where we are taking a rejection right now. We have this level as well. So this is a level I would be looking at on SUI, right? Let me mark this out as a zone as well. All right. This is something that I'm looking at on SUI. I wouldn't be too keen on this level right here. This could be no. All right. Cool. So we are right here. So this would be my first zone of resistance where we are right now. It is quite a important resistance zone right here. And of course, we do have this order block sitting right here as well. Supply zone, I would say. I wouldn't call it an order block, but yeah, this would be the supply zone that the market is now starting to reject from, essentially. Right, so this price right here is going to be a key level for some potential shorts to develop. This would be my next buying zone for SUI. And of course, this would be another zone to purchase some SUI tokens. Let me mark that out. Of course, this would be an additional zone to buy. Great. And of course, we need to be aware of this trend line. We do have another trend line right here. So as what we're looking at right now is there's quite a steep angle on this trend, and I'm not going to be looking for any longs here because of certain bearish divergence forming on the lower time frames, especially on the 1 hour time frame where we were seeing some potential bearish divergence forming. Actually, that was on the 15-minute time frame, right? Yes. So the 15-minute time frame was signaling some potential bearish divergence forming right here, as we can see. Boom, and look at that. So yeah, I would be cautious right now to take any long positions into SUI, but anything can happen, because these altcoins have their own way of bringing in the flush of money from institutional funds, and essentially all these big players who like to kind of move the funds around into tokens that are making some major rallies happen. So just be aware, trade it when it's hot, and then once you start seeing some potential exhaustion, just exit the token and move on to the next one. That's what I've noticed in the all these years of trading crypto and altcoins is there's always a token every month where the big players like to put their money into, take their profits, and then they start kind of manipulating the price to for exit liquidity. So once they have the exit liquidity, they just take their profits and they're out of the market, and they leave all these retailers as essentially become vultures in the market to eat all the leftovers. So don't be a vulture eating the leftover in the market, is all I can say. Just trade smartly and enter and exit the market when the smart money players are doing so. So this wouldn't be I wouldn't recommend entering into a long position here because as I said, this price has been marked out. This is a potential resistance zone. Look for some potential long opportunities here in these areas because these are some interesting demand and support zones. And of course, let me mark out Mr. Fibonacci's numbers. What we're looking at on SUI right now is, let me not go so far, let me just stay within this zone, right? So if I stay within this zone, yeah, so yeah, this could be another potential area. So these prices I have marked out on the chart is where you can start looking for some potential buy opportunities in the near to short term. Yes, of course, these prices would be some key levels to look out for. And in the long term, because this is such a massive rally, right? I would be looking at this price right here. Essentially, this price, so I'm not going to use this as a marker, I'm going to keep this. So the market always likes to come back into Fibonacci ratios, so just be mindful of that. We have also some potential bearish patterns forming right here. We do have a sweep of liquidity of this high, so we could be signaling a potential downtrend right here. But I wouldn't be looking to take a shot on SUI until and unless we break uh, this trend line, of course, and then of course at the same time we do need to break this low as well. So I'm going to get rid of this price marker as well. So I'm just going to keep it simple price levels to look out for on SUI, so it doesn't complicate your trading. And that's all I will say for SUI right now is we are at a resistance zone, so I'm not going to be looking to take any longs out here until and unless we get some potential massive moves to the upside from here, or we break through this and then take support here, and then that's what I would be looking for a long. But unless we do get something like that, I wouldn't be looking for a long. I would only be looking to take a short here, actually, as a matter of fact, once we break these two trend lines, because we already have some bearish divergences forming, as I had mentioned before. So please be mindful of that. And that's it for my SUI breakdown chart analysis. I will come back to this chart soon once we see what Bitcoin does in the upcoming week or so, and we're looking to see what can happen. At the moment, I will update update you to let you know if I'm in a short position on SUI, because the market will be looking to take SUI will be looking to take some liquidity off of these levels. There's a lot of it sitting right here below all these levels, right? So we could expect a move into this zone here sooner rather than later. All right, that's my SUI breakdown. We'll get to it. I'll get back to this chart, or I will give you an update if I enter a position. Please do follow me on my socials um, to be updated on these trades. And I put out all my analysis, I put out all my breakdowns or trade opportunities for free. So I don't have a VIP group or nothing like that. So I do it all for free, and just you just have to follow me on there and hit the bell icon to get notified of it instantaneously. Also, if you're liking what you're seeing, all of what I've been doing, just hit the like button as well. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. This is Young Reach Capital. This was the SUI breakdown, and I think that's it for today. The altcoins. I'm gonna get to Bitcoin and see what it's doing. Just go into the 5 minute chart. See, wrap up the trade on Bitcoin. I think we're done. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be looking for any more trades on this live stream, uh, because we have already completed our trades and we are looking pretty good for this session already. So I'm glad to stay off the market right now on this live stream. I'm not going to be taking any more trades. So that's it for today. This was a great live stream. I'm glad to have provided a lovely scalp short trade on Bitcoin at the beginning of the stream. Also, provided the breakdowns and chart technicals for Fartcoin and Sui. I'm going to be doing two altcoins every day. So tomorrow and of course all the way up until Friday, I'm going to be doing two altcoins each. And of course, I'm going to be following up on all of the charts every day. The analysis that I did the day before, I'm going to be following it up the next day. So stay tuned to Young Reach Capital. Hit the like and subscribe if you're liking what you're seeing, you're liking the content. I'm doing all of this for free. I don't have any VIP groups, none of that. So yeah, just stay with me, and I'm going to keep sharing all the knowledge I have, also providing some live trades. Awesome. Always looking to grow together and make the world a better place. That's what it is all about. All right, I will see you all on the next one, which is tomorrow at New York Open, 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. That will be 9 a.m. New York Eastern Standard Time. All right, I hope you all have a good one. Take care of yourselves, trade safely, and I will see you all on the next one.